Hey everyone, Fez here from CryptoSetups. Today I'm going to show you something different. Rather than a step-by-step guide, I'm going to show you when you discover a new blockchain or an ecosystem, just how to get started, bridging, what dApps are there, wallet to use, just general information. So the chain today, and I'm going to kick this series off with, is SUI. For this video, I will assume you know the basics. What a wallet is, how to sign transactions when you get to a dApp, connecting, all those basic things, I'm just going to assume you know. So I'm just going to zone in on all the dApps across the ecosystem. Not all, some of the dApps and some of the things you can do and things you should be cautious of. Okay, so let's dive in. As always, not financial advice. These videos are strictly for educational purposes only. The first thing to get started in the SUI ecosystem is you need a wallet. And there are a lot of wallets to choose from. So I'm going to show you a couple and then show you the one I picked and why. So here's an example of how many wallets are available, right? So where do you start? So the few wallets I worked through, one was this. This was a great wallet, Suiet. It though has some password issues. You really got to nail a password. So in the ending, I didn't end up using this as my day-to-day wallet. The official wallet was the SUI wallet. Again, I used this, but I wanted to try something different. The wallet I landed on personally was Ethos. I really liked the way it was set up. I liked that it has a dashboard in it. And yeah, you can find a lot of dApps and things like that. I just found it easy to use, right? So as soon as I used it, I was like, yep, this is it. And you can get that off the Chrome store, install it on Google, and off you go. So here's the wallet. Now let me show you why I like it. So you can click on the Explore button and it loads it up in the big window and you can see things going on. And what I'm going to do now is just show you a quick overview of this wallet. So here you have your balance, the usual things when you click your wallet. At the moment, this is my tutorial wallet. So it just has the SUI in there. I haven't been doing anything, but I'm going to do stuff and then we'll see at the end how things look. And over here you can see, this is cool, you know, one of the things, where do you go, what do you do in the wallet? It shows you a lot of the featured dApps, and many of these we're going to just quickly run through and have a look at. So you can create your address book, you can look at your assets once you save your favorites. For example, over here I'll come in and save this, and straight away you'll see it's available on the side anyway. Then one of the main things, sending and receiving, which it's got large buttons here. But finally, you may, the biggest question I see in one of my old videos is how do you stake? Now with the Ethos wallet, it's super simple. You can't do it through the dashboard, FYI, so you need to load the extension like I am now and take a look at staking, and then you click get started and it walks you through. Now there are different validators, and I can't tell you exactly which validator to pick. I will show you a little trick at the end of this video to help you pick a validator, but overall this does a very good job of displaying all the validators and commission rates. So what you're looking at over here is this is the staking rewards if for staking, around 3.91%, and this is the commission rate that the validator will take. And in this case, you can see what this means is it takes the commission off the staking rewards. Okay, so usually over here it seems standard between 5 to 4%. So it's something to keep an eye on when you're picking what you want, who you want to stake to. But before you stake, just consider that what is your goal here? Do you just want to stake and forget? Or do you want to take part in some of the SUI DeFi platforms, which means that you can do pick a liquid staking option and then actually take part in DeFi. So keep that in mind, and I'm going to quickly in the next section work through some of the liquid staking options that they have on SUI, which are a lot. Aftermath is one of the liquid staking options. As you can see, you can come into the dApp, connect your wallet, pick Ethos, and the first thing you can do, just make sure you're looking at what options you have. I like this that they also have a built-in trade. This is not for staking. This is basically, it aggregates, you can see it aggregates all the it aggregates the best rate from the DEX. So that's pretty cool. And if you want to actually get the liquid staking option, what you do here is come in and put 5, and you can see that if I were to stake it, which I'm going to do, I'm going to stake, approve, and now I have the AF SUI, which is a staked SUI token. And now I can go like over here, I can click on earn. You click on earn and it gives you an idea, but these APRs don't look correct to me, and I'll show you where you can go to add some liquidity to earn even more than the standard 3%. I think some of the pools are offering close to 33%, where you put in some SUI tokens and some liquid staking tokens and you can earn a decent amount. So this is Aftermath is one, this is another, and over here again it follows the same process. I'm not going to go through every one, but you connect your wallet, you add the tokens, and you get the staked representation of it, and then you can go and take part in different activities. And finally, Hadel's another one which I've used, and they've got some great rates in different like Cetus, Turbos. So I've used a few of these and added them as liquidity to earn close to 30 to 40% APR. So if you're going to stake, think about this and take this option. Think about taking this option, or what your goal is, because you can earn more yield based on using liquid staking options on SUI. Okay, so you got your wallet set up. Now you need some SUI tokens, because you need SUI for anything you want to do on the chain. You can get that on many central exchanges. Okay, so Binance, MEXC, you name it, they all have it. So you'd go there, again, assuming you know what you're doing, you've bought crypto before, go there, buy it, transfer it to your SUI wallet, and you're ready to go. The other part is you can bridge assets to the SUI chain. Now, the main bridge available is through Wormhole. Most of the assets come across via Wormhole. And what Wormhole is you're bringing the assets from other blockchains like Ethereum and various other chains that allows you to migrate assets from there to SUI. So let's take a look, and you can see over here I've just got it quickly connected. You connect your Ethereum wallet, it gives you an option, you pick your Ethereum network, and then you can move assets, and you connect your SUI wallet, so you can moving assets that you'd want to move. Maybe Ethereum, USDC would primarily be the main one, so you can take part in most of DeFi. So you move it from Ethereum. Now you can move various versions of USDC across to SUI, and a great example here is I'll come in a bit. I'll visit this app and actually take you through it. But you see, you can get USDC Sol, USDC BNB, and various USDCs. So this is something you should watch, because most of the pools, especially in Cetus over here, takes USDC from Ethereum. Okay, so if you bridge it from another chain, you can't just add it to the liquidity pool. You have to bridge the ETH version. And circling back to it, it's a simple process of connecting, picking the asset, the amount, and when you go to bridge, you're now presented with two options. All this is the manual bridge is you have to, when you confirm, you pay a fee on Ethereum, and then you have to confirm a transaction on SUI. Whereas the automatic bridge you don't have to do that. It'll just, you confirm the transaction and off it goes. So there is a separate fee, so you can see, depending, you do get a little less. So each to their own, how you want to do this, but this is how you bridge assets across. Okay, so we've covered wallets, liquid staking, showed you how to bridge assets. Next thing, well, what are you doing on SUI? There's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to zone in right now on AMMs. That's where your big yield is. You'll see some crazy yields, 200, 300%. So let's take a look at what some of them are. And the first one I'm going to show you is Cetus. So this is Cetus. Quickly, you can swap, you can add liquidity, you can stake the token. There's a launch pad where you can take part in IDOs, and there's several here, so something you can keep an eye on. And there's other, you can bridge through it. Like most of the protocols on SUI, they have a bridge function, which is either reskinned Wormhole bridge or direct you to Wormhole. So that's the basics. I'm going to connect a wallet here, connect and connect it. Great. Okay, so the main things I want to zone in on, again, assuming you're an existing user, you know the basics, is you're going to go straight for these pools. And the first thing you're going to notice is the awesome APR. With the APR, this is what you need to keep an eye on, okay? So if you're going to take part, so in the SUI and USDC pool, obviously you need the assets, but the APR is dependent on the way you add the liquidity, because most of the AMMs on here have the concentrated liquidity pools. So this is something you need to keep an eye on. And I feel Cetus doesn't do a good job of actually telling you what APR. Yes, the pool APR is this, but it's not telling me in what range. And let me dive in here. So you've got various ranges: active, full range. This is your traditional old school where you just 50-50 split of the asset and off you go. This is a custom where you can customize, and active. Now, what do I mean by ranges? As you can see over here, there's a small price. What it's telling you is, this is the 30 range price. In the 30 days, this is kind of where the price is hovered in. Traditionally, when you add in the old school AMMs, it splits your assets 50-50 and it just spreads them really wide, okay? And concentrated liquidity gives you the option of actually picking 2 price points. So instead of going very wide, you can pick, like, I want between, over here you can see 86 cents and $2.64. And all that means is that your liquidity sits within this ratio, and in an event where there is a SUI is going up in price, as it gets closer to your max price, most of your liquidity will end up on the USDC side. And if it drops and keeps going down, getting closer to 86, you will end up on the USD, you will have more SUI the lower it goes. The tighter you add this, so you can customize this and see, you pull these price ranges in, you'll start to see this leverage. Leverage goes up. This is what I mean. It's not doing a good job here, because what this is implying is your APR is better over here, okay? So the tighter it gets, the more concentrated your liquidity is, and essentially you're earning a higher APR, which is closer to this sum. Now, I'm going to jump because I feel Turbos does a better job of articulating what I'm trying, what they should be over here, okay? So it displays this in a much better way, and I'll come back to this, but in the earn function, this is another AMM on SUI, and a great, let's take a look. So here's the APR, and I'm going to add liquidity over here, and this is what I mean. If you look at current range over here, if I trade, so if I drop the APR to 66, you can see the range gets wider. So again, what I just explained. And if you go tighter, you can get a much better APR. But again, this means that your liquidity will be deposited and has to be within this range. Now, what I haven't touched on is if it falls out of this range, the price suddenly moves to $2, you'll just end up with all your SUI ended up in USDC, and you're not going to be earning any APR. To earn the APR, which is the fees and any rewards that go to it, you need to be within the range. So this is super important to understand, because if you're chasing those APRs that they're saying they're doing, your range becomes a real deciding factor in it. Like it had 113, so for you to qualify for this APR, you would be adding it your liquidity, and it would you can see, so when you add it, it's 49 to 50%. But again, within this ratio. I know I've gone on and on about this, but this is super important. Otherwise, you're not earning the APR, it's displaying. And what's good about Turbos is it kind of has this a simple way of doing it, or the professional way where you can, again, widen these ranges and see it more accurately. And this is what I mean. I love how it actually tells us the proper APR rather than saying leverage, which doesn't really give you an indication of what APR it is. So coming back to that, these are pools with Cetus and Turbos. They work the same way, right? They have different displays, the different liquidity sets, so that's why the APRs are different, but that's the pools. The other aspect is farms, and what the farms are on Cetus, at least, it is all the liquid staking assets paired with SUI. So HA-SUI, V-SUI, AF-SUI, with SUI. And you can see over here, these APRs are 26.037. So here you can add some liquidity, and let's take a look. I'll actually add some liquidity here. And you can see these ranges are a little bit different because this is more for stable asset, so the price will actually stay quite tight. So you can get the close to what the advertised APR is. So I've come in, rather than picking stable, I've gone into custom and just widened the range a little bit so that I currently, I'm a bit safer, so I can close my eyes and, it doesn't slip out of the range. So I'm going to add the liquidity here and add liquidity. Great. So now that I've added into this pool, which is one of the farms, you can go to farms and look at my farms, and it will show you there. And then as your liquidity comes up, you can actually claim. Now, I barely put in anything, but I just wanted to give you a working example of how you add the liquidity. You saw me fiddle with the ranges because based on the 30-day history, I wasn't happy with having it too tight. So I just fidgeted a little bit, and this is where I ended up. Same thing for turbos. If you go in, you can actually click on earn and look for the actual, here you go, and these look lower compared to, but again, you can do the same thing where you add the liquidity and you can really put in the tighter range as showed in Cetus. It's the same process, so I won't dive in any further with this. Another option you have, if you're just doing some trading, like not liquidity pools, you just want to swap some SUI to USDC, you can come to UMI. And what this is basically an aggregator. Again, I showed you earlier, Aftermath had one. This is another one where you can trade. So instead of going to each DEX and checking, bam, just come here one and check the price. It will automatically aggregate the best price and offer you the best trade. So there's a few of these on the SUI network, so you can look at which one's best for you, but these exist. So definitely if you're just swapping between assets, you probably want to come here instead or use one of these aggregators. Now let's jump to the money markets. There's a few money markets on SUI. I'm going to show you two of them because they actually have some decent yield to be earned, especially for the SUI token and USDC. So let's jump into those. So NAVI is one of them. It is a money market, so I'm going to quickly connect my wallet. Great, and with the money markets, as usual, most money markets work the same way. You can supply. When you supply, you earn interest. So you can see over here, I can supply and earn at the moment what would be 3% plus boosted APR. At the moment, because they're launching, most of these protocols are giving SUI rewards on top. So you simply supply and then you can get some rewards. And all you do here is supply. Oh, already clicked. I want to supply SUI. I'm going to go 20 over here and supply. And done. That's it. Approve the transaction and you're done. Now over here, why did I do that? Just to show you that once you're supplied and you're earning the interest, you will notice, oh, your rewards are actually the extra rewards go into the reward tab, and after a little while you'll start to see amount to claim. See over here already I can see it building, and you'll be able to start claiming it when it's ready. So decent rewards to be had. The next part of this protocol in typical money market is when you supply liquidity, then you have the ability to borrow from the money market another asset. So over here you can see I click on borrow, and there is some incentives. The incentives are tiny. You still have to pay interest. That's how your supply earns interest. So over here you can see I could supply like $1,000 worth of SUI and come in and borrow a certain amount, up to 75% of the total value I've supplied in USDC or multiple borrows and different things, and go and do other things with it. So that is, again, if that's what you choose, but that's what this money market is there for. Recently had an IDO as well on Cetus, so its token is about to launch. So it's quite good and easy to use. The next one we have is Scallop. Now, this is interesting. It's a money market that's also on Solana. it throws a lot of information at you, so I'll keep it super simple. The lending pools are the same as you saw in NAVI. You supply it. It's got these things as S coins. So when you go to supply, it asks you should it stake, which you want to pick because that's what earns you the 19%. But basically it's taking the SUI and staking it in the background, and they've called it S coins. It's just a representation of what you've deposited into the protocol. So that's happening here, and you're earning some great interest. Again, you can see there's an additional reward to make it appealing. So that's standard. The thing that they've done different, like on NAVI, then you can you supply and then you go borrow based off what you can what you have supply. You have a ratio you can borrow off it. In this one, it doesn't work that way. You kind of have to come into collateral pools. If your goal is to borrow off another asset, so supply an asset and borrow something else, you actually have to supply that asset over here. And you supply it, and then you can go into borrowing pools and borrow. Now, the difference as well over here is like, well, you forego the interest you earn in lending. So if you put SUI over here, you're going to earn 19%, but in borrowing, you're not going to earn anything. But at the moment, they've got additional rewards. So technically, you can deposit your SUI that's worth, its value, and come in and borrow a limited amount up to a certain amount of the SUI you've locked up, 70%. Here you go. And yes, you're not earning interest on SUI, but at the moment you're actually going to earn interest for borrowing. So you can take that money, go do something, or loop it potentially. Like there's a few strategies available to you, but this is the difference between Scallop and NAVI, and something that as a user, if you discover it, you'd probably want to know. So there are a lot of NFT platforms as well on SUI, a lot, and there's a lot of NFT activity. I've not dived into that today, and I won't be zoning in, but definitely you would have noticed on the Ethos wallet, it had an NFT section, and you can go check out stores and see the collections and dive into the NFT ecosystem. One cool thing they do is with various protocols, there's NFTs attached that give you bonus rewards and things like that. I think Typus is one of them, and there's a few others. So definitely something to check out. Some other quick things that I didn't cover, as I just mentioned, we've got Typus, which is like options, you hedge on where prices are going to close and you can earn rewards. So there's some insane APRs. It's not something I'm a subject matter expert on, so I've chosen not to cover it. There's other few protocols. This is a great one, and it allows you to place limit orders and a few other things. Now, there's one more tool just before we close it off I want to show you, and it is around you're doing all this stuff. Every blockchain has a tracker. On SUI, one tracker that, well, this is a tracker I just use by default, is SUI Vision. I found this really good, so let me show you why. It's got your standard blockchain stuff, but what's cool is you can connect your wallet, and then it's got various ways of viewing things. Over here you can click on DeFi and it actually shows you some of the big, and this is a great way to actually just find protocols. I was talking about the pseudo finance, the new one that's launching. Yeah, these are all different DeFi protocols, and you can kind of come in and it will break down the data based on these various protocols, which I thought was very cool. NFTs, so you can just isolate and look at some of the trend collections, what they're trading on, and volume, etc., if you wanted to find stuff. And the other aspect, when I talked about staking, if you were just going to stake and forget, like, again, you could come to the tracker over here to kind of see all the rates and thing in a more clearer manner. So quite a cool, handy tool. And what I really love is the MySpace. Now over here, that's where you connect your wallet, and I just did a couple of things, so you're only seeing this over here. But as you can see, like if you start to play a lot on the SUI ecosystem, you can connect to MySpace and it'll start telling you where you have things and what it's doing, which is quite cool. I notice it's not showing one of the LPs I'm in, but most of the time it shows everything. And I will stop there. Like, I've only zoned in on a few points, showed you a few protocols, but I know when I was getting started in the Sui ecosystem, these were some of the things: where to go, what to find, which wallet to use. Are these APRs, like, they're ludicrous? Oh my God, I got to get in there. Oh, but wait, why aren't I earning as much if it's telling me? And these are the things I had to figure out. And I was hoping this video, I can save you the heartache and the manual effort to try and figure out what's actually happening, and it gives you what you need. So like, share, subscribe. But more importantly, I would love some feedback. This is a very different style of video where I haven't gone step by step to show how to use each individual protocol. I've kind of just rushed through various protocols. So let me know, was it worth it? Something you'd like to see more ecosystems like this, so you could just watch a video, know exactly the things you need to get started, and off you go on your DeFi adventures. I'm really keen to get some feedback on that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time.